I joined the Navy when I was 18 years old, and I'm 40 now, and I'm getting ready to retire. And over the last few months, I found myself thinking a lot about the last 20 years. The decisions I made, the mistakes I made, the things I got right, and honestly, the things I wish I could go back and do a little differently. So if I could sit down with that 18-year-old kid before he raises his right hand, these are the 5 things I'd tell him. And I'm going to save the most important one for number 5 because that's the one that I think about most now. Number 1, appreciate the opportunity. When I first joined the Navy, I was 18, and one of my first assignments was Japan. And I hated that idea. I didn't want to go. I actually tried everything I could to get out of those orders. And when I got there, I spent a lot of time looking for reasons not to be there. And looking back now, I realize how immature I was because I was living in Japan and I was a young guy. I had opportunities to experience another country, another culture, and another way of life. And instead of embracing it, I spent a lot of my time wishing I was somewhere else. Then eventually it was time to leave. And that's when it hit me. I had missed out on so much. I didn't take advantage of the culture like I could have. I didn't travel like I could have. I didn't experience the country the way that I could have. I was so focused on wanting to leave that I never really appreciated where I was. And that's something I would tell my younger self today. Sometimes the opportunities you're given, they don't look like much when you're standing right in the middle of it. You don't have to love every assignment. You don't have to love every duty station, but don't spend your entire time wishing you were somewhere else because one day you're going to leave and you may realize you didn't appreciate what you had until it was gone. Number 2, don't let other people's experiences become your own. When I rotated back to the States, I worked for a few career chiefs who were on their second or third marriage, and a lot of them were just mad. And all I heard was, the Navy ruined my marriage. The Navy destroyed my family. I had to stay in because of my divorce. And as a young sailor, I listened to it, and I started believing it. I remember thinking, if I ever wanted to have a family, I was going to have to get out of the Navy. And then something kind of funny happened. That same year, I actually met my wife. Um, but she'd been divorced too, and she was in the Navy. And somehow, two people who'd both already experienced divorce in different ways ended up together. And we almost became one of those statistics ourselves. Because the first few years of our marriage were not great. We were young and immature. We were both chasing careers and our own goals. And somewhere along the way, we forgot that we had a family too. We also weren't very good with money. And that's not because we didn't know anything about it. We just had very different ideas about how money works. And when my wife separated from the Navy and took a significant pay cut, that just added another layer of stress. So looking back, I don't think the Navy was the thing that almost destroyed our marriage. We almost destroyed it because we didn't know how to balance everything. And that's a lesson I wish I understood earlier. Don't let someone else's experience become your expectations. Just because somebody else had a terrible marriage doesn't mean you're going to. Just because somebody else hates the Navy doesn't mean you're going to hate it. And just because somebody else failed doesn't mean you will too. You get to write your own story. Number 3, understanding the cost of the mission. This is probably the hardest one for me to talk about because when you're 18, the recruiter tells you all the benefits. You see the world. You build a career. You work towards a pension. You get health care. You get housing. You get to take care of your family. And those things are all real. But what they don't necessarily explain is the cost. And the service member feels that cost physically and emotionally. And the families feel it too. The military lifestyle can mean long hours, lack of sleep, bad food, way too much caffeine, ton of stress, long deployments. Oh, you're going to miss birthdays. You're going to miss holidays. Um, oh, yeah, when everyone else is working, so are you. And your family's at home. And for years, you can convince yourself that it's just part of the job. So you put the mission first. And that, because that's what you're taught. And then sometimes you have to. But if you're not careful, eventually you realize you've been putting everything else last: your health, your sleep, your relationships, your mental health. And eventually your body starts to break down. Mine has. Your mind gets tired. Your family sees it too. And that's the part I wish more young sailors understood. Your families, they're serving too. They may not be wearing the uniform, but they're living with the consequences of your service. So take care of yourself. It's cliche, but drink water, limit caffeine, eat vegetables when you can, work out when you can, get sleep whenever you can. Learn to speak up for yourself and understand that sometimes you have to put yourself first, not because the mission doesn't matter, but because you matter too. And sometimes you have to just do it yourself. Nobody's going to do it for you. Number 4, learn how money actually works. The military does a lot of things for you financially. They help you set up direct deposit. They tell you about TSP. They offer budgeting classes. But I don't think we always do a great job teaching young sailors how to actually build wealth. You're just taught how to survive, how to pay your bills. My favorite's how to make the minimum payment on your debt. But I wish somebody had sat me down at 18 and said, here's how you actually build a financial foundation. If I could go back, I'd tell myself to keep my housing costs under control. I learned exactly how TSP works instead of just putting money somewhere and forgetting about it. I'd take advantage of the Roth option, and if you're eligible, the government match. I'd build an emergency fund, and I'd invest consistently. If you have kids, start saving for them as early as possible, and encourage your spouse to build their own retirement savings. I'd stay away from credit card debt, and I'd probably buy stupid stuff just because I could afford it, but I really shouldn't have. And here's the one that sounds ridiculous. I would drive a shitbox. Seriously. You're going to go to a military base and park your car in a parking lot with thousands of other cars. It's going to get scratched. It's going to get dinged. And you're just going to be pissed off. So if you're driving a BMW that you could barely afford in the first place, now you're going to be pissed when it's broken. And when something breaks, you're going to have to put it on a credit card. So just drive a shitbox, save the money, build the wealth. And here's another thing I'd tell every young military family. Don't spend money trying to make up for the time you missed with your family. You don't need to buy your kids everything because you were deployed. You don't need to buy your wife something expensive because you were gone. Just give them your time, because at the end of the day, that's all they really want. And number 5, you don't get that time back. This is the one I probably think about the most. I've made so many mistakes. I've turned my back on my mom and my brother. I went very long times without speaking with my dad. And because of circumstances I can't change, I'll never be able to talk to my brother again. I almost lost my wife. There were years where I was immature. I did dumb things. I wasted time. And I can't get any of that back. This morning I was talking to my wife and I told her, I can't believe our daughter is 16. I still feel like she's 5. And that's when it really hits you. 20 years, it goes by so fast. Whether you're spending those 20 years in the military or you're doing something completely different, they're going to go by. And you don't get them back. You can't make more time. You can't change careers. Well, you can. You can change careers. And you can buy another house. And you can replace cars. And you can recover from a lot of mistakes. But you cannot recover from yesterday or lost time. So treat every day like it's a gift. Treat it like it's a privilege to be here. Tell the people who matter to you how much they actually mean to you. Tell your wife you love her. Tell your kids you love them. Call your parents. Fix the relationships if you can. And don't assume you have tomorrow. Don't leave the house angry. Don't go to bed angry. Because you never know if that's going to be the last time you see somebody. I spent a lot of time thinking about what I could change if I could go back 20 years. And the truth is, I can't. But I can decide what I'm going to do with the next 20. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. If you're watching this and you're 18, 20, or 25 years old, don't wait till you're 40 to figure this out. Appreciate where you are. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Learn how money works. And most importantly, don't waste the time you've been given. Because 20 years from now, you're going to wonder where it went.